Now we're going to hear from Alex Lawson. Alex is the Executive Director of Social Security Works. Alex will talk about how the reconciliation bill will expand Medicare and what that means, and how it will deal with an issue that the American people feel enormously strongly about, and that is lowering the outrageous cost of prescription drugs in this country. Alex, take it away.
It's a real honor to be here amongst these speakers. And I want to just say that Senator Sanders, Representative Ocasio-Cortez, you two represent the best of what politics can be. When we work together, we can solve problems that all of us face. And it just gives us hope to know that we have champions on the Hill fighting for us every day. But we also know, and I think everybody knows, there's a whole other DC. There's a DC where one person can come to Washington, DC, and they can corrupt the entire system to make it work only for the very wealthy, only for the pharmaceutical corporations. I want to take a moment to talk about one of those people. His name's Billy Tozen, all right? He's not that well known unless you know the story. This man came to DC to do one thing: make sure that Medicare could never negotiate prices. He was elected as a Democrat, rose to leadership. Democrats lost power. He switched parties because he wasn't here except to do one thing: to deliver for pharma. And he did. He prevented Medicare from negotiating drug prices. That's why it can't do it. And you want to know what he then did? I think everyone knows what he did. He took a $2 million a year job with pharma. That is the worst of DC, and that's what we're up against. What are the human consequences of that, of this one person's greed and this industry's greed? 30% of Americans do not take the prescriptions that their doctors tell them to because they can't afford it. Millions of seniors, people with disabilities, and everybody else are making choices to cut pills in half so they can pay their rent, to cut pills in half so they can send a gift to their grandchild. That's not America, except it is right now. We have allowed the corporations to buy Washington, D.C. for too long. The pharmaceutical corporations make so much money that it's hard to comprehend. From 2000 to 2018, they made gross profits of 8.6 trillion. 8.6 trillion. That's in a Journal of the American Medical Association article that came out. I mean, that is an ungodly amount of money. And what they do with it is they take a small piece of it and they hand it out to politicians to protect their game. And their game is preventing the government from using its leverage to negotiate a better price. Imagine if that happened anywhere else. Right? The largest purchaser of prescription drugs in the world is the federal government, and it is not allowed to get a better deal. And you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, it's very complicated. How are we going to do this or that? It's not complicated. Every other country does this. We're the only country that allows pharma to charge whatever they want. We pay the highest prices in the world. And to add to that, we usually, the taxpayers, pay for the vast majority of research and development on all of the drugs. So there's this question that comes up a lot in Washington, D.C., and usually it's very in bad faith. But the question is, how are we going to pay for it? How are we going to pay for Medicare negotiation? No, Medicare negotiation is how we're going to pay for other things. We're going to drive down your drug prices. You're going to save, but so is the federal government. Hundreds of billions of dollars. That's how badly we're getting ripped off. And with that, we're going to add benefits into Medicare that should have been there from the beginning. My great friend, Dr. Sanjeev Sriram, he told me that you don't need to be a doctor to know that your eyes, your ears, and your teeth are part of your body. And in fact, they're really important parts of our body. And this isn't just feel-good stuff. It is. I want everyone to be able to hear their grandchildren or their partner spouse. I want everyone to be able to see that. But even a small loss of hearing triples the rate of dementia with people. a loss of vision leads to falls and serious injuries. We can do this, and all we have to do is get rid of that one corrupt thing that prevented Medicare from negotiating lower drug prices, and we're going to do it by all standing together. So thank you so much.